Hello everyone, I invite you to the Friday cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on the BTC pair to USDT, taking into account the 4-hour interval. First, we will use the blue lines to mark the uptrend channel in which the BTC price is moving. And as you can see, we have touched the lower border of the channel for the third time. Now we can move on to marking support areas in case of deepening of the current correction. And here, in the first place, it is worth marking a strong support zone from $22,270 to $21,440, but when we fall below this zone, we can see a drop to around $20,417, and then even to the price of $17,410. Looking the other way, we can determine the places of resistance in a similar way. First, we will mark the resistance zone from $22,749 to $23,610. When we manage to break it, we have a second zone from $24,034 to $25,258. When you manage to overcome these two, the road will open towards $27,323. Please pay attention to the CHOP index, which indicates that in the 4-hour interval the energy has been used up. The MACD indicator has a strong local downtrend. While the RSI has rebounded to the lower limit of the range, which creates a lot of room for possible increases. As the second chart in today's review, we'll check ETH against USDT, also on a 4-hour timeframe. First of all, using the blue lines, we can mark the local downtrend channel in which the price is currently moving. Now let's move on to marking the places of support. We will use the fib retracement tool to mark support, and as you can see, the price stopped at a very strong support of $1,569 equal to 0.618 fib. We have a second support at $1,522, while when the price goes lower we can see a drop to $1,461. Looking the other way, we can also mark the places where the price should encounter resistance on the way to increases. And here we have first resistance at $1,591, next resistance is at $1,620, then third resistance at $1,643. Then we have a strong resistance zone from $1,667 to $1,700. The CHOP index indicates that the energy has been used. The MACD indicator confirms the local downtrend. On the other hand, on the RSI we see a rebound, and we are moving at the lower part of the range. As the third, we will check the BNB chart on a 4-hour interval. First, we can use the blue lines to mark the local downtrend channel in which the price is currently moving. Now let's move on to marking the places of support for the price. To do this, we will use the trend-based fib extension tool, and we see that we have first support at $284.70, but if the price goes lower, we have another support at $272.60. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine the places of resistance that the price has to face. And here we see that currently the first resistance is at $297.40, the second resistance is at $303.90, the third is at $309.30, and the fourth is at $314.70. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that the energy has been consumed and is slowly increasing. The MACD indicates the continuation of the local downtrend. And the RSI has a strong rebound to the lower end of the range, which may positively affect and give increases in the coming time. Last in today's chart is the SOL chart against USDT, same as its predecessors on the 4-hour interval. First, we will use the blue lines to mark the sideways trend channel where the price is moving at the lower border, while locally, with the yellow line, we can mark the local downtrend line. Moving on, we can move on to marking the places of support. And here we see that the price is in a strong support zone from $21.52 to $20.02. If this zone does not hold the price, we can see a strong drop to around $15.62. Looking the other way, we see that the first resistance is at $22.09, which was previously support for the price. Next we have support at $23.18, third at $24.08, fourth at $24.98, and fifth at $26.25, at the upper limit of the sideways trend channel. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that the energy has been used. The MACD indicates that we are in a downtrend, while the RSI is moving in the lower part of the range, which could potentially be the reason for the trend reversal. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.